Yo, are y'all ready for the first video?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but are y'all ready though? Like, y'all have y'all pencils and y'all paper and more pencils and more pencils and highlighters and even more pencils to make sure you are ready. Are you here with questions and answers and laughter? Are you really ready? Because this is about to be a big talk, okay, y'all? All right. If not, I'll give you all some time to get all that together. I'll give y'all some time. Okay, time's up. Let's get started. Good morning, guys. All right, so today we're going to be talking about what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. All right, so love is like the most commonly used word in our culture. Like, everyone uses it, whether it's, oh, I love you. Oh, I love you too. Or, oh my gosh, I just love that dress. Oh, I love that car. Or, he loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. Or, and I know y'all know this one. Come on with me, y'all. I keep on falling in and out of love with the you. You see, it's everywhere. But in reality, majority of us are very ignorant on what love is. Like, it's in our nature. We want to love. We want to be loved. But what we do is we look at how we saw love shown and what it shows on TV love is and what it says in the music love is, and we couldn't be any further from the truth. So today we're going to be going over what real love is so that we could start loving each other better, and well, yeah, that's the main thing, so we can love each other better.
What is love?
So, the perfect person to go to teach us about love is going to be Mr. Apostle Paul.
Woo! Woo! Yeah, all right!
Who describes love in Corinthians. So let's go to that.
Good morning, church. Today, we will be in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 7.
What do those dots and lines mean?
Excellent question. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 7. All right. Is everyone there?
Yes.
You may all arise for the reading. Arise! Now, let's begin our reading.
Apostle Paul on the track. Yay.
What was that?
Oh, I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. Okay. Love is patient and kind, not jealous, boastful, arrogant, or rude. It's not about me or mine, nor irritable, resentful, rejoicing in wrong, but rejoices in the right. Now, church, this is the last line. Love bears all things, it believes all things, hopes for all things, and endures all things. Love never ends. But prophecies will pass away, our tongues will cease, and our knowledge will pass away. For our knowledge is imperfect, our prophesying imperfect. But when the perfect comes, the imperfect pass away. When I was a child, I spoke like a child, I reasoned like a child.
I thought like a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things.
Pastor Moore. We're only doing verses 4 through 7.
Oh, yes. You are correct. Church, you may be seated.
One thing I want you to notice is that Paul didn't say,
Away, and you drop your books. You both lean down to grab the book, and then as your hands touch on the book, you gaze into each other's eyes, and a spark sparks in your eyes, and you know that he's the one, and you shall be wed at sunset.
Oh, he is so fine. Do you see those biceps? I'm gonna marry him and have his baby. I'm in love. Oh, God.
When you see them, your heart starts beating like this, and then you have a heart attack and die. But then you wake back up again because the power of your love is so strong. It's the only thing you need to live.
he doesn't say any of that is love. Like, none of it. Everything that he uses to describe love is actually choices, like a series of actions, patience, kindness. You know, these are things that you do. So if that's the case, then that means you can't fall into love.
Because you don't just wake up one day because you started liking someone and then, whoops, fall into patience.
Like, you know, you don't just walk around and then you're like, oh,
Well, now I'm selfless. Yes, this is love at first sight. I just fell into no longer being prideful.
no, you have to decide to. So that already goes against a lot of the things that we thought. And not only can you not fall into love, but that also means you can't just fall out of love either. I was supposed to stop falling, but I kept going. But you can't fall out of love either because it's a choice. All right, so let's break down our choices and our actions of love.
Do, 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 do. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, do, 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 do. Love. Love.
Hey!
Huh, what?
Didn't you hear?
What?
That's not what love is at all.
Seriously?
Yeah, the boss just told me. Dude, throw that away. Hurry up. We have to make a bunch of copies and get them out to the world, telling them what love really is. All right?
Okay, well... Alright, well, tell me what it is.
All right, the first one.
Okay, I'm ready. Alright, love is patient.
Well, that's not as cute at all.
Dude, write it!
Okay, all right. Patient? Clearly, we need to work on something. What does it mean to be patient, you know? And I feel like long suffering describes that, right? And it just means to suffer for a long time, as unattractive as that sounds, right? I'm sure we would much prefer just the butterflies and the stomach and go. But to be patient is to be able to wait, you know? Like when you think of being in a line or something and your parents are like, be patient. It's like that, but with people. When people are doing things that you don't particularly like, you know, just imagine your parents' voice talking about, be patient, because that's what you're supposed to do. Understanding that not everyone is perfect and people are going to do things and people are going to mess up and not everyone's going to know everything. And then being able to still treat people like the next one kind, even though they may be doing something that makes you feel some type of way or get on your nerves. I feel like that describes patience. Oh, love is kind.
Okay, but what exactly do they mean by kind?
I'm glad you asked. Kind, I mean, it's just kind. Like for me, I could tell whether or not I'm being kind. And I feel like God also convicts me, because like you'll feel this feeling in your heart, you know, like the feeling when you just dog somebody and then you're like, I probably should not have done that. You know, you could tell when you're being kind. Is this something that you would want people to see you doing? Is this something that feels okay to you, that you would do in any situation? Or was it a little mean? Did it hurt somebody's feelings? Did it make someone feel bad? Just being kind.
Oh, hey, it does not envy. Get that one down.
Does not envy, or it is not jealous. That goes against a lot of culture as well, because that's like a big thing. We're always like, well, I'm only jealous because I love you. Well, according to Paul, that is a contradiction, ma'am or sir, because love is not jealous and it is not envious. That also means not just that part, but that also means that if somebody gets something, you're not jealous of them for it. You know, you're happy for them. You're like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. Even if that was something that you've always wanted, you've always hoped for, that moment is not about you. It's about celebrating someone you love and being happy for someone you love. That is what love is. It's not being like, you know, that should have been mine. Really? You got that? And I've been waiting for how long? And I've been doing how much? Oh, but you just gonna get it, huh? Okay. That's not love. I'm so awesome.
Oh,
I'm like the best.
Does not boast. Does not boast.
Never mind. When you're boastful, you're always talking about your achievements, how awesome you are. Just, oh yeah, and I also did this, this, and this. Like, you know, you just hyping yourself up consistently to everybody all the time about everything. Maybe being a little exaggerant too, like boasting about things that isn't even true. And that comes from pride, which is also not love. So those kind of like connect together. You can't be boastful and not have pride, right? So yeah, that's the whole thing with that. You know what? Who do they think I am writing all this stuff? I am too good for... It's not proud. I can't do nothing. Basically, like, you're not seeing yourself as better than other people. You know, like, if you love someone, you're not belittling them and raising up yourself. You're not like, oh, well, I'm all of this and you're just kind of here. Oh, well, I'm better than you. Oh, well, That's not love at all. And you can tell it's not love because it doesn't help that person. It doesn't make that person feel good about themselves, you know? It belittles them. It brings them down. And when you love someone, you don't want to bring them down, okay? Or make them seem like they are less than. Also, another thing that Paul describes in one of his versions is it is not proud. Guys, let's be honest, okay? How many times have you decided not to say sorry, even though you know you did something wrong, because of your pride? Be honest. I've done it too. We do that. That is a human trait. Pride is so big among us humans, and it does not help you make connections. It does not help you keep connections. It does not help you love one another. It is not love. Okay? It says love is not proud. And God hates pride. He hates it. He hates it. It says the proud will be lowered and the humble will be lifted up. Okay? And guys, I just want us to take a moment to really just appreciate the concept of humility, right? And that's not being like, oh, what? Yeah, no, I'm not cute. That's not lying, okay? That's being able to serve others, per se. That's being able to serve others and not think I'm too good for this. That is the opposite of humility. People think the opposite of humility is compliments. Like, oh, yes, I'm humble, so I don't compliment myself. I only degrade myself and make myself seem like a piece of trash. No. That is not humble. That's not even love, because that's not being kind to yourself. But anyways, humility is not taking a position of I'm too good for this, right? And that's a lot of times the thing that goes into our head when we decide to act out of pride and not humility. We're like, I'm too good to say sorry to you. Or I would be embarrassed if I said sorry to you, right? Humility takes out embarrassment. It takes out being too good for it. And it just does what should be done. That's the good thing. And that's why a lot of people use humiliated for certain things, because it takes away that embarrassment. With pride, you're worried about being embarrassed, but when you're humiliated, you are made humble through your embarrassment or whatever happened. Hey, look at that. Making connections. Anyways, guys, another thing about pride is you notice a lot of times when people get mad or act petty or act just in a negative way, it's after their pride is hurt. Could it not just be that God tells us love is not prideful, not just for other people, but because it protects ourselves too? Because when we let go of our pride, that's an act of self-love. Okay? And it's like when you're prideful, you get easily angered or irritable, which is also not love. Y'all, I want y'all to go through and see how many connections I'm making, because your girl on fire, okay? But yeah, so not only is these things about love, what love is not only for other people, but it's self-love too, y'all. I'm like really feeling this. So, all right.
Dishonor on your whole family. Make a note of this. Dishonor on you.
Yeah,
Dishonor on your
Mushu.
cow.
Stop.
It doesn't dishonor others. Yeah, of course it doesn't. I was just telling him that. All of the versions of this one right here, because I feel like they all say something, well, they say the same, but they all connect to give you a bigger picture of what that means. And basically, love honors, right? And if you're doing something that doesn't honor someone else, it is not love. If you're doing something that will dishonor them, right, that'll make them look bad in front of other people, right, whether that's gossiping and telling people, oh yeah, and they did this and da 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 da. That's dishonoring them. That's not love, right? Or whether it's just disrespecting them, that's dishonoring them. That's not love. And in this part, you know, all I could hear is treat others how you want to be treated. How would you want other people to respond in this situation? If you did something that was wrong, would you want other people to instantly start talking about you to others and dogging you and doing stuff like that? Or would you want them to still honor you, acknowledge that you did something wrong, but just keep it between you and that person and talk to you about it? Which one would you prefer, right? And that's what I think of when I think of that. And, you know, as we're going through this, you think of what that means for you. And as you continue in your journey, these will speak volumes to you. So, yeah. Hey, what's that?
Grapes.
Oh, is it? Yeah, could I get some of those?
No.
Please?
I don't care about your hungry tummy, no.
Please?
Okay, let me make this clear. These are mine. M-I-N-E.
Fine then. By the way, love isn't selfish.
Oh, come on.
Alright, the next one goes out to all my selfish people. Love is not selfish. Or self-seeking. You know what that means, my selfish people? That means you think about others. Oh, I know. That's like the worst. Like, why? Like, think about who? Like, I'm only gonna have me till I die. Who am I thinking about? Like, those you love, I mean. Self-seeking is not love. When you're thinking about only yourself, when you want everything and you don't want to give to others, you don't want to help others, you're not thinking about how other people can be happier, how you can benefit other people. One, it is not a happy place to be. Because it's just all about you, and girl, that gets boring. That really does get boring. And yeah, there's like, and I feel like this says so much, but we really sleep on it. Especially the selfish people. We be like, yeah, okay. And that's when people say it's much better to give than to receive. But Lord, that is a fact. Because when you give, when you do something that helps others, first I'm gonna go from the little part, then I'm gonna bring it big, okay? So from the little part, just being able to see their smile, see how they benefited you, see how you put in work for someone to be like, thank you. Like, that is, it just brings joy to my heart, okay? And the second part is when we help others, we are helping God, right? And let's look at this text right here in Matthew, okay? He talks about when you help them, you helped me. You did that for me. That is the thing. That is one of the biggest things that got me being helpful and not caring how people respond. Because sometimes you do stuff and then people be so ungrateful and you just be like, see, this is why I ain't helping nobody. I ain't even have to do that. Like, I don't even like you, you know? Sorry. But yeah, and when you realize it's not about them. I mean, in an area it is, I mean, they just happen to get affected, but really, God is pleased. Even if they don't even know that I did it, God knows, and he is so happy, and he is so touched right here in the heart bone. Like, you know, and that is why we are selfless. That is why we are not self-seeking. That is why we serve others, because in serving others, the real one who we are serving is God. And God does so much for us. The least we could do is them little kind of things like giving or taking out the trash for somebody, you know, doing our chores without being asked, just little stuff like that to please people. But first, God.
Hi.
Oh my goodness, what now? Like, you see, it's getting dark. We are still here. You ain't tell me it was gonna be all of this. What?
I just wanted to say, love isn't irritable.
At this point, do we really even need to love? Like, is it worth it?
Well, God loves us unconditionally. See how that's kept us.
Okay, that was a good point. I like you a little bit more now. Okay, I'll get to writing. I like both of these versions because I know, like, for me, I was always an irritable person, but I will use irritable to make it seem better. Like, you know, I'll be like, I mean, I don't get angry. I'm just a bit irritable. And Paul, like, well, guess what love is not? Oh, because I was definitely easily irritable. I still am a little bit easily irritable. Not gonna fake. But anyways, you cannot be easily irritable, easily angered, and be patient. And be kind. You see how that is not love, because if love is patience and kindness, you can't be patient and kind and easily angered. How you patient and instantly get mad when something happens? How you kind and yelling at them because they just got on your last nerve like this? It's a contradiction, and you cannot do both. Okay, so that goes along with the patience and kindness. When you are patient, when you are kind, you are not irritable or easily angered. So, boom. All right, boss, ready for the next one?
Love doesn't keep a record of wrongs.
You said no. No what?
Record of wrongs.
Oh, yes. I'll tell you right away, boss. So you're gonna find this one funny.
Page 294. He tried to steal my grapes and then tried to make me feel bad for not sharing my grapes. He got me up in here 10 days writing down what love is.
Is that a record of wrongs?
Yeah, and why are you laughing?
Here's the next one for you. Love.
Don't even say it. Don't even say it.
Throw the book. Throw it. Toss it. Get rid of it.
We'll do.
Hey, not at me. I'm just the messenger. Gosh. Ladies, I know men do this too, but ladies, we are notorious for this. Ladies, it does not keep a record of wrongs. Now look, ladies, I know. Like, if y'all like me, you got the record of records. Like, you the whole government up in this piece when it comes to wrongs. You have every record known to mankind. You even got bookmarks on the pressure points. You know, when the arguments get, like, real bad and you got to flip right up to your gang killer right there. Like, okay, well, that's why you peed on yourself. Stop talking to me, okay? We are notorious for this. And when I read and Paul was like, it doesn't keep a record of wrongs, I was like 9? But that was really wrong what they did. And God is like, yeah, but it was really wrong what you did too. And guess who forgave you over and over and over and over and over?
3 weeks later.
And over and over and over and over.
Many months later.
And over and over and over and over.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
And over again. And did not hold them against you. In case y'all ain't know, it's God. He forgave you that many times and then some, and didn't hold it against you or keep a record of wrong. So how are we, people who do wrong ourselves, gonna be keeping wrongs to other people who do wrong just like we do wrong? So, unfortunately, girls, I know it's hard. It became like your best friend. Like, I know, but you gotta throw it away. Like, to start loving people and to free yourself from living in the past, in order to be able to move to the future, you have to throw away the book, the novel, the series, the trilogy. You gotta throw it away. You gotta throw away the records. And just so we clear, this go for everyone. I just know my ladies are notorious for this. Okay, so love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. But you don't have anything to say for that one? No books to throw for that one?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know what you just said. But okay. Writing.
Me neither. I figured if I said it fancily enough, then it would just sound right. Alright, leaving. Going for the next one. Either I have never done this or I just don't completely understand this one. So you guys tell me what you think it means. I'm really curious actually. Like, what do you think this part means? From my understanding, you know, it may just be very self-explanatory. Like, it doesn't rejoice in evil. It rejoices in the truth. I just don't know for what. Like, for what situation. I'm trying to think of a situation where evil happens and we would rejoice. I don't know. Too much work. Anyways, just y'all tell me what God tells you about this one, or you know, just what you guys think this means in an example. All right. Okay, dude, this is the last one. After this, we're off. All right. He gave me all of these together. So it says, love always hopes, always perseveres, always protects,
Got
always
it.
trusts. Got it?
Got it.
All right. Cool. Oh,
You know what?
It never fails. Boom. I'm going home. Whoa, that's something that I have to work on. Like, you know, it's something that I look at and I'm like, okay, it always hopes. So when I start losing hope and everything, that's not coming from love. When I'm start like, it don't matter, it is what it is, obviously ain't nothing gonna change, then that's not coming from love. When I don't trust somebody, that's not coming from love. In fact, a lot of people use the opposite of love as fear, which I think it may be much deeper than that, but definitely do think that is an opposite, because if you always trust and that's love, then fear, you don't trust when you're fearful. So wow. It always perseveres. Okay, so it doesn't give up. It's going and it's going, it's doing what it can to reach success, and always protects. That one is so beautiful. And that doesn't just mean physically. A lot of time when we think about protection, we think about pew 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 pew, like, beating someone up if they mess with somebody, or physical protection. But you protect people. When you're protecting them, you're not just protecting them physically, but emotionally, mentally. And that just goes along with honoring them. You don't want their name to be tarnished because of you, or when you see that their name is being tarnished, you protect them in that way. If you see that they're emotionally hurt or something, you may protect their emotions by showing them that you care about their emotions. Things like that. Like, protection really goes on such a deep level. So, yeah. And it never fails. That's pretty. I just like that. Love is so beautiful, but I think we can all agree that is a little difficult. Like, yes, Paul, it sounds wonderful. Like, that sounded so great. It made my heart move. I was like, oh my gosh, love, but how do I do that? That's a lot of work. Frankly, that's a lot more work than just falling into it. I'm all cool with just falling into love or whatever that means. Like, why I gotta be patient though? Like, really? And it is a lot of work. It is hard, and much harder for some people if you're like, I've never even experienced love. I've never even felt these things. Like, there was no one who was this stuff to me. How am I supposed to be that for other people? And cha. Well, cha, let me just tell you, God is love. So with God, you learn to love because he is love. Like, So God is who teaches us how to love. Okay? That's why it doesn't matter if you've never received this before, if you've never seen it before, because God does it, and God does it with us every single day. Once we get closer with our relationship with him, we can see all of these things and all of the ways that he does this with us. And then we could start giving that to other people because we can feel it ourselves. So that's the thing. And even for the people who have been loved when growing up, it still may be difficult for you too, because only God gives perfect love, because God is love. We are not perfect, so as much as we try, we are never going to give perfect love, right? There's always going to be something missing. Like, I know for me, when I was growing up, I definitely had the selflessness. Like, yeah, I definitely felt that. People were very selfless and everything. I definitely had the not arrogant or boastful, definitely. But I did feel a little lack when it came to the patience, even the kindness and things like that. So it's like, for those things, it's like, I'm like, okay, well, I've never seen it, so how am I supposed to, and God is patient with me every day when I ask all these questions that I already know the answer to. When I mess up and do things over and over and over again that I know I'm not supposed to do. And he's still there like, it's okay, I forgive you. I still love you exactly the same. In fact, it's already forgotten. No record of wrongs here. Not here, fam. And I'm just like, but I just did it again. I forgive you. Oh, so this is patience. This is holding no records of wrongs. This is, wow, okay, maybe I could, being imperfect, maybe I could do that for someone else too, because we're both imperfect. So I can understand when they mess up. You know, it's just like there's no choice. We're human. If we're going to mess up. And maybe I could bring that approach to them so I could love them better and be patient. Wow. So, hey, I just want you guys to focus on that. Now, guys, one thing I want to put emphasis on, or just real quick address, is use discernment and let God lead you. Because not everyone, it is not always your job to love everyone the same way. For the sake of your mental health, not everyone is supposed to be getting the same treatment. Okay, so definitely use discernment on that. I'll be addressing like different things like later, but get some discernment, get closer to God so you could hear him and hear him be like, cut them off or keep them. You know, humans are not always going to be with us. Humans are not always going to be beneficial to us, so it's very wise to be able to understand who is supposed to be in your life and who is not. God, on the other hand, is with us no matter what, no matter our mistakes, no matter what we're going through right now. And on top of that, not only is he always with us no matter what we do, even if we don't even care about him, even if we don't want to talk to him, he's still there always. And for people, it's just not the same thing. Because, I mean, mentally we cannot. Emotionally, we cannot. It's hard. But with God, he's God, and he loves us so unconditionally. His love is so perfect that he is always with us no matter what. Not only that, but whatever we are struggling with, whatever we have that needs work, God can help us with that. So that is why, I mean, God is just so superior to humans because, one, he's always going to be there and he can help. We cannot always fix people. We cannot fix people, especially people who do not want to be fixed, right? We cannot always help people, especially people who don't want to be helped. We cannot heal people, like especially people who don't know they need healing. We cannot do that, but God can do all of that. He could fix all of our problems. He can improve all of our areas. He can heal all of our pains because he is God. And he is always there, and he knows us inside and out better than anyone. And he created us. So, that is my thing. If there is somebody who is just too much for your mental health, keep them at a distance and pray for them. Because now it's time for God to handle that. And he can, and he will. So, boom. All right, so guys, what things do you still need to work on in actions? Go ahead and comment those down below. And, you know, it's a journey, guys. Like, as you continue to grow with God and see how he loves you in these ways, you will be able to love better. And you'll just see those things grow in you. And it's going to be so great. Like, I know for me, it was a long journey. I just didn't wake up patient, kind, and selfless, and blah, 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 blah. No. Your girl was struggling. Like before I really got close to God and got a relationship with God, I was not patient. I wasn't kind. I wasn't too kind. I was very selfish. I was very irritable too, actually. I didn't trust at all. I was not trusting. I wasn't really hopeful either. Wow. I was a little boastful. I was a little prideful. Definitely, I had pride. Yeah. Your girl was struggling. Okay, like, wow, really? Anyways. But he got you. He could do it, babe. He could do it. So go to him, enjoy the journey, and boom, okay? And that is it for today. You know, I kind of like that. Let me know how you guys feel about like Bible study Saturday. Like, you know, things kind of like this, another Bible study like this. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool. So, all right. Until next time, the goal is Tuesday. So I'll see y'all then. Bye.